introduce yourself first?
Good evening. Today, we have a large problem in our society. But what is it? Is it the racial divide? Is it the war that is brewing over in the Middle East? No, it's unemployment. The children and teenagers, the working force that is coming up, is unwilling to work. They're unwilling to provide the necessary means for the rest of our society to function. Well, how does this affect us? For one, if we don't have a working class to help provide for the needs of our society will crumble at its knees. It doesn't matter how many CEOs we have or small business owners. If we don't have anybody to support them, our society is just going to go away. Good evening. My name is Matthew Medlin, and I am the commanding officer at Civil Air Patrol. My squadron is located here in Delta Junction, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about how we can fix this large problem. Today in society, I believe our biggest problem, other than the working force, would be motivation. If you want to do something, then you're motivated to do it. If you want to go for a hiking trip, you have to be motivated in order to get the supplies you need, get the transportation, and find out if it's going to be proper weather for you to be able to go on that hike. So how do we motivate our teens to want to join the workforce? My solution to that is Civil Air Patrol. Civil Air Patrol is a group, nonprofit of volunteers. We go and we help the community by picking up trash. When things flood, we've been activated to go and help sandbag houses. And that's just a small percentage of what we do. But how is that going to help our teens to be motivated to be better members of society? Well, today, that's the question I'm here to answer. Civil Air Patrol gave me rigidity in life when I found that I had very little. It gave me structure, and it taught me to be respectful of my peers, the people above me, and most importantly, it taught me that sometimes when you have a problem, you need to solve it at the lowest level. The largest level is the nuclear option. And Civil Air Patrol taught me that sometimes you just need the knife. So what are some major perks of Civil Air Patrol? For one, it has the chain of command. It functions like a military operation. So this suit that I'm wearing right now is one of our uniforms, and this is the Class A Blues. There's a fancy cover that I get to wear, and this is when people promote, when we're giving awards. This is the uniform that I wear to present that award to those people. Our everyday uniform is known as the ABUs. This has Civil Air Patrol so that we can be identified from active duty service members. It has our ranks on the lapels, and it has our last name. Because like the military, we function by last name basis in order to maintain professionalism. This uniform that I'm wearing shows my accomplishments on the left-hand side and my last name on the right-hand side. But how do these uniforms tell us about the respect and the rigidity that I talked about earlier? How do we bring those to teens based on just a uniform? Well, for one, it shows teens that even though what you're wearing may not be the fanciest, like our ABUs, it still needs to have pride taken in it because we have weekly uniform inspections. So those weekly uniform inspections are based upon general cleanliness, so shave, haircut, so on and so forth. Our uniform's cleanliness, whether there's hair or dirt, our posture and our attitude. So when I'm being inspected or I'm inspecting, I come up and I greet them. And if they greet me back, then I can mark them a higher score than if they stay silent. These things are just a small portion of our uniform inspection, but I'll go a little bit more into depth in that if anybody has any questions at the end. But this uniform, even though it tells us that we should take pride in what we wear, not everybody agrees with that. And so we have weekly, sometimes monthly presentations on why we conduct ourselves differently when we're wearing a uniform and how that can transfer over so that we conduct ourselves more professional in our everyday life. Now, Civil Air Patrol has many opportunities. It gives cadets the ability to get active in their community and see the different things that they can do. It shows that we have the ability as youth to make a change in our society. And lastly, it teaches all of us the respect that we need, whether it's an adult, a teenager, or a 13-year-old. Thank you for your time, and I'm now going to give time for questions. Are there any questions from the audience?
No, not really. Audrey, you got any questions?
All right.
Matthew.
Yes. All right. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you guys at our next squadron meeting. Thank you.